What is up, trail goblins? Today we're going to be talking about Courtney Dauwalter's victory and second place overall finish at the Nice by UTMB 100-mile race. But before I get into that, did you know that 87% of you aren't subscribed? Hit that subscribe button or your next race is gonna be rainy. You wanna run for hours with wet feet? Subscribe already. Just kidding, please subscribe, thank you. Folks, we've done it. Yeah! 2,000 subscribers, 2,000 little trail goblins. But for reals guys, thank you so much for the 2,000 subscribers. You guys are the best.
I love you guys.
So if you don't know, I live in Nice, France, and I attempted this race in the first year of the race back in 2022. I made it to mile 80, had to drop out. It's a super brutal technical race. It was raining the whole time I was running. Just such a difficult race. Anyways, the Nice by UTMB 100-mile race started in Auron, France at noon on Friday. So Nice's whole thing is that it's where the Alps meet the sea. So this race was basically doing that. It was from the Alps racing all the way to the ocean here in Nice. So the race starts with a pretty flat / uphill little section for the first few miles and then drops down into a little town called Saint-Tinay de Etienne. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a really cool town. So this was 5 miles into the race and Courtney came into this aid station 5th place overall. From there, they had to climb a vertical kilometer up to the Refuge de Baudon aid station. So this is by far the most beautiful section of the course. You're way up above the tree line, just running through little alpine lakes, and it's just amazing. You get amazing views of the valley below. Such an incredible part of the race. So Courtney came into this aid station 5th place overall, and Christofer Clemente came into the aid station 1st overall, 8 minutes ahead of Courtney. So to the next aid station is a super steep downhill section all the way down into the little town of Isola, which is actually the town where Katie Scheid lives, who won UTMB this year. Katie Scheid was, however, out of town, so we didn't get to see her cheering on Courtney as she ran through the little town. Christofer now came in 27 minutes ahead of Courtney Dauwalter. So it looked like Courtney was struggling with that downhill section and was actually letting runners pass her as she was running downhill. She came into this aid station 9th place overall, and I should say that it seemed like Courtney was out to win this race. She had the highest UTMB index score out of anyone else in the race, so she did have a very good chance of winning the race overall. Courtney's aid station transition was a thing of beauty. Just over 1 minute in the aid stations, just grabbing the essentials and heading back out onto the course. It was such an amazing sight to see, so efficient, so just perfect. After this aid station, the live stream ended and they went into the night section of the 100-mile race. It was raining and it looked like it was going to be a long, freezing cold night for all the runners out there. The next aid station, Pont du Pal, was at mile 30 of the race and she came in here 5th place overall. So she was gaining back those 4 spots that she lost on that downhill section. Next was the Saint-Sever-sur-Tinay aid station at mile 38, where she gained 1 more spot and was now in 4th place overall. She was just reeling in those runners one by one. And this is where we got a little update from her Instagram where it said that it had been steadily raining since the sun went down, but the rain was clearing. And we also got these epic shots of the race leader Christofer and of Courtney just soaked in rain. Next at the Val de Blore Lac Climane aid station, Courtney came in and she was 2nd place overall, gaining 2 positions in just 5 miles. She was flying, and now there was just 1 person in front of her, Christofer. Courtney was just closing that gap and getting closer and closer to him as the aid stations went by. From a 30-minute gap at mile 48 all the way down to an 11-minute gap at mile 85. This is where the live stream started back up, and we were also able to see the start of the 50K race where Jonathan Albon was running. This is where we got our first glimpse of Christofer after that freezing wet night 88 miles into the race. He was still looking strong, but Courtney was still chasing hard. 90 miles into a 98-mile race, and all that was separating them was 7 minutes. They were 1.1 kilometers apart from each other. Courtney was literally right there. However, this meant that in order for Courtney to win, she would have to find some god-tier level gear to kick into that finish line, or something terrible would have had to happen to Christofer. Now this is when I crawled out of my little goblin cave and came to see Christofer win the Nice by UTMB 100-mile race. Of course, I was cheering him on the whole time as he ran into that finish line, but in my heart, I wanted Courtney to win the race so bad. Aid Station Fireball came into the chat in the live stream and said that this would have been the first race that Courtney had won overall since her win at the Moab 240 in 2017. Christofer won in a time of 21 hours and 22 minutes, exactly 1 hour ahead of the previous course record. Then, one of the greatest experiences of my life occurred. I got to run with Courtney freaking Dauwalter. If you've been watching my channel for a while now, you'll know how much I admire Courtney, how amazing, how perfect I think of a runner she is. She is just incredible. And I think that just being able to run next to her just for like 0.1 miles, that my bucket list is complete. I could have died happy right then and there, and it was incredible. She came in a time of 21 hours and 35 minutes, just 13 minutes behind the race winner. And she broke the previous course record by 6 hours and 25 minutes. But yeah, here's the post-race interview that Courtney did at the finish line. I'm just gonna let you guys listen to it.
Now Courtney, would you rather be interviewed in English or in French?
I'm working on my French, so let's go with English.
English it is. I apologise for my poor English. So welcome here to Nice. Very well, congratulations on it. First of all, how does it feel to take not just the women's win, but second overall in the scratch?
I feel really lucky we got to come experience this race, this course, this place. When I came over that last hill and saw the sea and we could start to see Nice, I was thrilled. So thank you so much. Super psyched on the entire field. Everyone out there still, I hope people will come cheer. Other runners will
And Courtney, compared to your other wins, how challenging was this course to compare to some of the other wins you've had this year?
Very difficile.
Can you compare it to your last win, your latest win?
Oh, I don't know. This course is just really unique, I think. Terrain you get to cover, the rocks and the roots and the range make for a fun night. I found it very difficult and I'm very happy to be here now.
And can you answer one last question, Courtney? Is it true that these shorts, they're not called shorts anymore, they're called shortnits? Is this true?
This is true.
This be you need to start trademarking these shorts, yeah? I'm sure they sell on packet.
Yeah, these specific ones will be available next year.
Courtney, thank you very, very much. One more. Can we have one more? Big round of applause, please, for Courtney Dauwalter.
I mean, come on, it doesn't get better than that. So I'm guessing that her doing this race means that she is going back to UTMB in 2025 to take back her course record that Katie Scheid stole from her this year in 2024. So yeah, that was the Nice by UTMB 100-mile race. Jonathan Albon ended up winning the 50K race. And guess who else was freaking here that I had no idea was racing? Vincent Bouillard, winner of the UTMB 100-mile race. He did the 20K race in a time of 1 hour and 32 minutes. And just to give you a perspective on how fast that was, I tried to run a little section of that course and did it at around 10:30 pace, and I felt like I was flying. I was running the uphills. I felt on top of the world. And then I looked at his splits. He averaged a 6:44 minute per mile split. He's in a different stratosphere than I could ever even dream of being in. But yeah, guys, that was the Nice by UTMB 100-mile race. What do you think? Do you think that Courtney should have won the race overall? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button and subscribe now to become an official trail goblin. We're gobbling up trails and hobbling around in the mountains, and guess what? Goblins get to meet Courtney freaking Dauwalter. No telling when or how, but it is guaranteed to happen. Goodbye.